Hello everybody, welcome back to Velga the Observer, or if you are new, my name is Velga and I do lots of fantasy art here, and especially lots of world building, and today I will be talking about this house concept, this home concept. It is this lovely home that I have designed, and this type of house will be added to my world building. But before we get into that, if fantasy art and world building is the kind of thing you like, then I would appreciate it if you subscribed, liked this video and leave a comment because it really helps my channel grow. Also, don't forget to turn on all notifications so you don't miss my videos every week. And now to give you a quick recap, I am currently world building my world called Persevera, and to be specific, I am world building this continent called Glaive, and it is this area right here in the north, and this area in the north is called Northern Glaive. So, as you've seen in my previous videos, I have done quite a lot of world building in Northern Glaive, and to be specific, it is this area. And this area is called the Foggy Marsh. I've done quite a lot of world building in the Foggy Marsh, this area, and also the Harvester Woods. Now these days though, I am doing quite a lot of world building in this area over here, right here to the east, northeast from the Foggy Marsh, and it is called Gale Ren Forest. And this village here in the middle of Gale Ren Forest, this village is called Gale Ren. Now, Gale Ren village itself, which is where we are right now, is surrounded by a lush, dense, green, cold forest called Gale Ren. It's not actually so cold that it's snowing, but it's just like it's so windy and it's so humid that it's actually quite cold. And it looks very dangerous, yet it also looks very cozy. Like imagine a typical beginner area in a game where everything is just a comfortable and lush green forest that makes you feel right at home before you start to venture out into the crazier areas that can really freak you out. You know, like the Gale Ren Forest is like that. And it is inhabited by dangerous monsters as well, and I've made a good chunk of videos about these monsters in my channel, and here they are shown on the screen, and as you can see, they are all quite earthy themed. Like they look very plant-like, or they can look very animalistic, like, you know, like dragons, and they can be very rocky looking, like golem, just like rock monsters. And I thought these kinds of monsters would really suit a green and dense forest like Gale Ren Forest. And I also thought that the village of Gale Ren should have the same type of visual language. And as you can see, this house that I'm designing, it looks very tall. And I wanted a tall house. Like I wanted a big tall house. Like not enormous, because I didn't want this to look absolutely fantastical, like that much, you know, like, but it is legit big. Like, and as you can see, the roofing material is made of these fibers, like fibers taken from some like palm trees. And I don't know if you've ever been to a country where they just use a lot of these types of organic roofs made of tree parts. And maybe you've seen one while you were on vacation. But personally, I have seen these a lot in my country. I'm very impressed by how cool it feels to be staying inside one of these organic roofs, and how none of the rainfall ever leaked inside. Like I live in Indonesia, and I have seen how the roofs of houses in Bali are made of these black colored fibers. Like maybe not as much people's homes, or maybe I'm just not looking in the right areas, but more of just like restaurants and like little bungalows and resorts. They just use these black colored fibers as roofs, and they can really make these roofs super thick. Like it's so thick, it's thicker than a car tire, and none of the raindrops, like when it rains, ever leak get leaked inside. And if the winds are strong, they still stay in place. Like the wind doesn't destroy them. And like I know it's just made out of plant material, but like wow, in my eyes, those things look like they're so strong they might as well be titanium. So that's what I wanted to convey here by making the house have an organic roof. And also, as you can also see, around the top area, I have included a type of totem that is decorated all around the house. Like it's just strapped to the top area of these houses. And it looks like the side profile of somebody with a square face. And I wanted this to be like the crude interpretation of a monster. So these villagers made a crude, simplistic interpretation of a monster that they very much look up to, they very much admire, and possibly even worship. So it means a lot to them, like it means strength and perseverance and endurance. And I'm not quite sure what kind of monster this will actually be, but I mean, like, I did just mention how this will be a monster and how this square looking head is actually an interpretation of this monster. So I guess you'll just have to subscribe so you won't miss out on my attempt to turn this thing into a legit monster in the future. But in regards to the rest of the house, the walls are entirely made of stone, just like a lot of really good strong stones stacked on top of each other until it got this high and became a house. And this type of house is pretty much supposed to look like they're built to last. And it's surrounded by a fence, the house is surrounded by a fence that is also made of these plant fibers, and they go all around this house, except the front part where the door is. And also, as you can see in the back, there are these stone tablets. These tablets are huge. Like, I mean, just compare their size to the size of the door. Like, the door is that big. It's this big. And then the tablets are that big. Like, they're huge. They're very, very big. And they're covered in moss because they are so old. And what I wanted them to be is a reminder. These tablets are a reminder to the people of Gaelrend. They are a reminder carved in stone by their own ancestors. What is that reminder? Well, that reminder is a reminder of when the next annihilation event, okay? When the next annihilation event will take place, so that they can prepare themselves for what is coming, and hopefully there will be enough survivors to leave behind a new reminder for the future generations of Gaelrend village on when the next annihilation event will take place. And what exactly is an annihilation event? Well, I'm going to be talking about that in a future video because I didn't want this to be too long of a video, and I haven't made a concept on the kinds of people that will be living here yet. So like I'm trying to, but I just haven't had the time. And you're going to have to also stay tuned for that, so I can talk about the people that will be living here and also more about the annihilation event. And about the interior though, what it looks like on the inside, I actually don't think I can design the interior of this house yet because I'm just not that good at drawing exteriors like this yet. Like, I know I managed to get this one done. I finished it. But it took so long, guys. It took like 10 hours. And it was stretched over like 2 weeks. It was so hard. So I cannot even begin to comprehend how to draw interiors. But yeah, I mean, that's just gonna be it for today. If you are interested in more lore on Persevera, or if you want to know who's going to be fighting who, why they are fighting, or will the war they are fighting will eventually end, then please subscribe because I will be discussing that in a future video. Also, don't forget to like and comment because it really helps my channel grow. I read and reply to every comment, so don't be afraid to say hi and tell me what you think. And I guess that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for coming here, and I'll be seeing you next week.